Hello everyone and welcome to Streaming with Steven this fine Sunday morning / time of day wherever you are. As the intro might suggest, my name is Steven and I'm playing Minecraft on the Citadel today. So, as what happened, oh, I'm not even sure how to say that. Okay, it's happened before where I've gotten sort of, I guess, I don't want to say bored with streaming some things on Minecraft. It's just some of the projects I've been working on are so huge that it becomes tedious talking about them the same way, stream after stream. So I did a bit of work over the last little while. So I cleared out this entire side of the lower part of the temple because I wanted these pillars to be more visible. And I wanted to, it's actually more because I decided I want to put a moat around the entire thing, just like a 2-block moat. And it would be weird having a moat just go around the front part of it, so I decided to kind of carve all of this stuff out. And then the, can I even get up there? We shall see. Probably not. And so I'm basically going to have the, I might have to dig this down some as well, but there's a water source up here that I'm going to have pour down. And trickle around, yeah, that's going to pour down and become, I guess, the source water for the moat. And there's going to be, I'm going to make a tunnel go all the way around through the back and come out the other side. So, either way, sorry I got into rambling mode there without welcoming folks in. So we got Cosmic so far. So thank you so much for being here this fine Sunday morning. Hope you're doing well and your week's going well. Yeah, hopefully it'll be neat. It sounds neat in my head when I think about it and when I say it out loud, but so yeah, this took a long time getting all of these stairs up to snuff. So, and then I need to carve this side down. Hey man-made, welcome to the chat. Good to see you. As always. And so now this is down here. These back pillars here, they're not lit with lava yet because they're actually connected to the pillars up at the top, which I haven't had a chance to finish yet. So let's go take a quick peek. And then we shall head to the interior. So the exteriors of all of these, I should say the frames of all of these pillars are done. I need to do the stairs at the bottom, stairs at the top. Actually, I need to add stairs to them all. Already? Oh my goodness! Okay, you beat me to it. I don't have my timer thingy ready, so I get it. Who did that? Man-made. Thank you, Man-made, for using your 2,000 viewpoints on Tuesday's Child. So now we have a timer ready to go. 2 minutes on the clicky clock, and go. So basically everything is done as far as I can remember, except for the stairs, because this gets decorated with stairs across the front, the sides, and then I use stairs here to essentially make it. I think I did the other side already, so we'll go take a look at that. You know, it's funny, every once in a while I am not paying attention and Eggman's accent changes a tiny bit. Yes, so I have stairs going up this way in the front and the side. So I have some done on over here, but I need to do those and all of the ones on the other side, because then that lets the lava shine bright and warmly through. It'll be good. Once all is said and done, it'll make this face happier than it already is on a Tuesday afternoon. So yes, that is how that is going, but I've spent enough time on it for now on stream. I may, oh, right, I was going to say, let's go see if I don't crash into the stairs. Oh, I did. Woo! Flying lessons. Okay, so basically all of these ones are set up so that the lava pours down into the one below. So have to be careful here. So this goes all the way down. So once we pour the lava at the very top, it's going to be the same lava that pours all the way down. That may be dangerous in the long run and harder to manage, but I figured it would be easier than trying to get in here and pour lava. Because I would have to pour it, I would have to dig in. Maybe not. I would have to dig in from the back here and make it work. So we'll see. There is something I like about it having poured from the very top, and something I like about being able to control it from the bottom. Well, that said, I guess if I run into any problems where they need fixing, I can always come up here and then add in like a stopper inside here, and that will make it even better, like a quick fixie fix. That'd be good. Yes, no, no, yes? Of course. Oh, it's 2 minutes already. Alright, so that felt quick. So I'm going to talk like this a little bit more as we go and show the tunnel we're going to do. I decided on a tunnel design also. Basically, I could not figure it out while we were on stream. Oh, witchy woo. No, thank you. Turn it down. Go away. So I could not figure out the design the last time I was playing on stream. But of course, I figured it out that evening right after I stopped. So it's not 100. I haven't figured out the roof or the floor 100%, but this is what it's going to be. So I'm going to have the what, oh my goodness, sea lanterns. So partially hidden like this, and it's because by using the fence, the smooth blackstone fence, like, oh, that's not 100% correct, because it is going to be, I'll just show this temporarily with dirt, so you can see what it'll be. Because if we put it here all the way down, it changes the smooth fence to a textured fence like that. And well, I haven't fully decided yet. There's something very nice about this smooth, but I also like the bump that comes out when you put something in behind it, because then it leaves like, this one is 4 pixels wide here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is 4 here as well, 1, 2, 3, 4. Whereas over here, it's just 5 pixels thick, and there's, I guess, technically nothing wrong with that, but 5 pixels? Holy, what a weird number. Okay, I just realized I've been talking like Igman for a really long time, so I'll stop there so I can save my throat should I need to do it again. Thank you very much, Man-Made, for spending your 2,000 viewpoints on Tuesday's Child. Much appreciated. But this is essentially it. So I'm going to have 4 stairs all the way around, pointing at the pillar, then another pillar, and then 4 pointing all the way around. And it just, as luck would have it, I get to repeat this pattern 3 times. Oh, there we go. Almost, I must have hit repeat instead of stop. That's what I did. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing on both sides. The bottom, I like the difference in texture. I like that there's a difference of texture between the middle of the floor and the edge, so I'll probably leave that edge all the way along, and then I might make the I'm gonna try some different things in the bottom. I don't want cobblestone, that seems too busy, so I might even try because I've got smooth blackstone here, I might try black brick stone. I think that's what it's called. Either way, we're going to go to the Great Spruce because it's been a while. We need to check it out so that we can get reacquainted with the interior space of the bedroom. And I have my laptop here with me with Minecraft running on it, which means I'm going to be flip-flopping back and forth between 2 computers. I'll be pausing every once in a while. But it also means I was not a very good streamer. I did not go gather resources off stream. Oops, wrong way. So I will need to go gather some of that. First thing I want to do is take a look at the space on stream because it has been a while. I tried to do it on my laptop, but the poor thing is just struggling. Ugh. I can't walk straight and sideways at the same time. Like, I can't walk on a diagonal. It's so suffering under the weight of Minecraft running that it just... If I want to walk one way and then another, I basically have to stop pushing one way and go to the other one. Either the laptop is good for some things, but not this thing. Okay, so this is the space we have. Here come the many chickens. Exactly. You can hear all the bark, 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 bark from the levels. That's 2 levels below, actually. So a lot of chickens. So this is my bedroom space as is. We've got... I still forget. I have some books here. Oh, the cosmic. I need to move. I should have brought a shulker box. Yes, I should have. brought a shulker box in order to be able to move everything. Actually, just one second. I might have a shulker box in my ender chest out front. I don't think so. I think I took it away. But it is possible. Sadly, no. Also, I should go to sleep because this area gets treacherous sometimes. Right. I forgot that I put a pressure plate in there. So before we revamp this interior, we're going to take a nap. Wonderful. Alright, so I'm just going to break open the laptop here. And find out where the best spot to put a chest would be. So I can put a chest right next to the door. Okay. Let's do, oops, let's chuck some dirt. So if I do nap and tidy all the things, that's right. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna go make a chest. Or I'm going to actually just borrow one of these areas here. One of these unused chests to dump everything in. Oh, eggs. Fantastic. Dump all the things in that I don't need right now. Actually, shield, I will need that. Again, as a bad streamer, I totally forgot to empty my inventory before coming to work on a new project. Classic Steven. And I had some torches. Where did they go? Oh, did I use all my torches? I did. I'm torched? No, they're in my hand. Oh my goodness. I'm glad I'm having all these stunned moments on stream. I'm worried for you to miss all of the times my brain fails me. You're a pushy chicken, aren't you? Alright, so now we can go back upstairs. We can place a chest right here. Which we shall do. Because that space, this space isn't being used by inventory at all. We can do this. Thank you again, Cosmic, for the goods, even though you laughed at me because I died. And this tidying is overdue. I just thought it was funny to have all this stuff still kicking around. But since we're actually getting into the interior design, snow block. Why do they have a snow block? Oh, right, because I was placing snow around at Christmas time. Ooh, I'm going to need more food than that. So I have forgot to change the description of it, but I've also decided to change the one about food. Instead of completely running out of food, it's running out of food on my person. So if I happen to have a chest full of food over here, oh, how many times you have laughed at me. Well, I'm sure glad my misfortune has led to some hysterical moments for you. And we have the Great Axe Duel of 2021. Oh! 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 Oh. Here I am destroying my own stuff. It was hilarious until the tree broke. Then sadness ensued. Alright, so there's just a bunch of stuff. I'm not sure what to do with all this. Well, eggs, don't need. What else do we not need? I guess that single piece of glass, not entirely useful. And what else? I guess with gunpowder. Don't need the gunpowder. Well, we'll just do that. Alright. Hey, Moongo Art. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Oh yeah, that Alistair statue, not scary at all. That's right. Alright, so cool. Now we've cleared out the place. Everything is as we want it to be. So in order to decorate the interior, we're going to need some dark green wool, some light green wool. We're going to need a bunch of, need some crimson wood, some oak. So let's start off by getting crimson wood and let's see what's crimson wood, blue and green carpet, and oak. Okay, we can go do that. So that's the first thing we're going to do. We'll bring all of those back. Pizza dough making time, kind of lurking. That's all good. That means there will be pizza tonight. Or that's the plan. Pizza tonight. Alright, since we are in Dartmouth Meadows here, it is a piece of cake to, speaking of cake, yummy. A piece of cake to go grab some wool, since we have sheeps of varying rainbow colors over here. Oh, but I forget my shears. And I forget if there are shears over here. If not, we'll have to make some, because we're not going to be killing any sheep. Fountain of Affirmation. Right. Now I want pizza and cake. Ditto, Cosmic. Ditto. Cheers! Nice. Okay, I'll just take the torches out of the way. Clearly I don't need torches on me right now. So we need blue and light blue. What happened? Pizza and cake, yeah. My default is pizza and donuts. Always. Oh no, the light blue sheep are gone. Or is this technically light blue? Are you light blue? You are light blue, okay. Just take what's there. Probably more than I need, but we'll take it. And then we need blue, which is over here. It kind of looks turquoisey to me, or cyan, and I wasn't sure how many different color dyes there were. Sorry, sheep. You're all a little cold now. Hey, Frostburn, welcome to the chit chat. Oh yes, and I should say, this is Frostburn's interior. Oops. Cool. Frostburn is the designer of basically all of my interiors. And then the bed we made was pink, I believe. Oh my goodness. Pink sheep. Pink sheep. All being too... Oh, I need to update your personal best. Magenta? Not pink. Okay. Which is... So we're just gathering all the wood in the world. Hey, Alabar, welcome. Good to see you. We're just shearing some sheep to work on our interior design for the bedroom. Oops. There we go. Fly over. So then now I need green. So yeah, today we're doing Frostburn's design for my interior of the bedroom. And so... One, and we get in. The elytra certainly is handy for being able to get in and out without having to open a fence and then lose a couple sheep. Well, where's the dark green sheep? Is that what we're missing? We must be missing the dark green sheep. Because you're teal, right? Cyan. Oh, that's a cyan. Green wool. So that's regular green. Where's light green? Is that it? Do we have one light green sheep? Lime wool. Alright. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait till your wool regrows. One lime green. Looks like that's it. There's an empty stall over there. Bizarre that that's and lime green dude or dudette here is in the with the gray. What are you looking at, sheep? Sorry to make you cold and then make you cold again, but I need that green wool. Perhaps best if I leave, sleep, and come back. Yeah, we're gonna sleep and come back. Since it is just a rocket away to bedtime. Hey Shepard, good to see you. Oh Fulmer, hello, I missed you coming in. Welcome, welcome. I was too focused on the my fingers crossed and the sheep appearing. Alright. Did I miss anybody else? I'm sorry if I did. So we got Aldebar and Fulmer and Shepard. Okay, we got peoples. We're good. Well, let's see if we can actually make it all the way over there without a rocket. Should be able to. This is just a simple glide after all. And we can swoop down and swoop up. Nice. Excellent. Alright. Sorry to just have to stand here and wait though, folks, but we need that sheepy sheep to a sheep really, yeah. Just to glide away. So can you, I've never actually done this, but can you literally dye sheep wool or sheep and then they grow that wool from now on, or do you have to feed them something? Get your wool back. Nope, gray sheep. Alright, I was hoping that it would actually make the green sheep kind of just do its thing. Alright. A little unsure what to do here. Alright, let's just do this. Okay, first we need to go like that, is it? To get carpet? Or how do you get carpet? Okay, side by side. So I have far too much green wool. So I get 3 of those. So I need 6 of those, I believe. I need to get at least one other lime green. Oh, there we go. Good. You see, we need at least one other lime green wool. Sorry for all of the sheep noises, because it's loud in here. Okay, we got 2 more. Fantastico. Jumps. Makes it.
Tuesday!
Again already? Oh my goodness. Fulmer, thank you so much for using your 2,000 viewpoints on Tuesday's chat. I'm going to get the countdown clock up here. And there we go. 2 minutes. Fantastico. Alright. So now, I need to go here to make sure I have what I need to do what I need. And so this is carpet. Oh, I only get 3? No, I think that's... Actually, let me check. I forget the colors. So I have... So I need 3 light blue, 3 dark blue, and I need... Yes, 6 dark green, 3 light greens. Okay, we're good there. We just do that. So for those of you who showed up later, I am actually designing the interior of the bedroom on the Great Spruce Tree. And so it was designed by my son, Frostburn, and I have it up on another computer here, so I'm going to be checking back and forth to make sure that I design it the way it was intended to be designed. So I'm just gathering the wool for the carpet on the floor, which is very important. Oh, and then I need to take the light. I have too much, but we'll take that anyway. Cool. That is all I need. So I should probably put back the others ones in places that are useful. So let's put green here. Do the other green. Hooray. It's Tuesday, your birthday, that's right. Oh, this Tuesday is your birthday. Is your birthday every Tuesday? Oh my goodness. That's a lot of birthdays. So now we need to put, right. I forget. Let's check the bed to see if it is magenta or the pink. It looks like is. Oh, I can right click on it, right? Ooh, I can't right click on it. Can I shift right click on it? Nope, I can't. Okay, it is. It looks like it is magenta wool. Yeah, so we will put the pink wool back where we took it. Pink. Boop, boop. Oh, it's 2 minutes. That's okay. We'll continue a little bit longer until I figure out this. Oh, I missed. Did somebody tell me? Can I actually... Can I dye a sheep just by, like, clicking on it with some dye? Because that would be good. If I could get some... Because there are too many sheep here. Too many pink sheep. Okay, I'm going to try a thing. I want to try a thing because I have not done this thing before. You. Yep, that works. Cool. Okay, so now we're going to do another thing. This may end up poorly and may involve culling the herd a little bit, but I hope that is not the case. Alright, actually, thank you again, Fulmer, for spending your 2,000 viewpoints on Tuesday's Child. It's funny, sometimes I talk like that on my own just for fun, but if I keep talking that way, it kind of tightens my throat a little bit, so 2 minutes seems like a good amount. Alright. Really? Come on. Some of you need to come out. It's so congested you guys can't get out. Come on. There we go. 1. Come on, sheepy sheeps. We need at least 2 of you out here. Oh my goodness. Big butt sheeps for sure. Like a mutton butt. And made your day. Excellent. I'm super happy I could. Really? Okay, maybe let's have shears in hand, so maybe not everyone's trying to get out at once. Oh my goodness. That's really creepy looking. Okay, let's just take one of you. Come on out. There you go. Nope, that's too many. That's okay. We'll take 3. Come on, seriously. There's only 3 of you. You can work this out. Oh my goodness. So what did you do on the stream today, Steven? I tried to coax sheep into an area. Where'd that other one go? Come on. Come on, Nutter. Come on, Nutter Mutton. Oops. It's going to take a bit of doing. Oh me, oh my. Come on, let's do this again. Yeah, you can get in. Come on. You're all smart enough. Let's do this. And let's load ourselves up quickly. Oh, let's do that then. That's better. There we go. Never work with sheep or villagers. No kidding. Alright, now we can just feed them green Kool-Aid. There we go. Put them back, and then we'll take the pink one, and then just let this... There we go. They're alright. And then we need dark gray, is it? Is the other one? Maybe I shouldn't care, but it's bothering me that there's a gray dye. It's probably the wrong color gray, isn't it? Nope, we're good. Okay, cool. All the sheep, get out! Get out! Oh, there we go. All the sheep back where they're supposed to be. Okay. Cool, so we've got... Yes, we've got all the wool we need. So let's go place that carpet before we run into any other situations. And then we'll head into the Nether. Easy question. Definitely the sheep. Or it's funny, it's one of those like questions where they're not necessarily smarter than me, but their natural behavior outsmarts me all the time. Alright. Then from here we will venture over to Cosmic's Tree to get some oak, because we haven't visited Cosmic's Tree in a little while either. So, alright, from the door entry, let's take a look at... I'm just over on the other computer for a second. Alright. Oops! I'm just going to destroy carpet, apparently. That's not nice. Yes. Well, I'm just destroying your design, Frostburn. I apologize. So we'll put the green down. Oops, I took the wheat. Did not mean to take the wheat. Cool. And I apologize to my sons who will be watching me do this and probably remark at how painful it is. Painfully slow it is. So that's the light blue in the corner there. Is that right? Oh yeah, okay. There you go, and that's a crafting table in the corner. Oh, okay. Cool. And this bed's got to go. I'm going to keep it for now because it's my spawn point, and I do not wish to destroy it. So I guess decoration-wise, the big things I need are crimson wood. Yeah, a bunch of crimson wood actually, and then oak. Oh, and a couple of lanterns. Okay, so we'll focus on the oak and the crimson wood. And then we'll be back. Okay. Oops. It is nighttime. Should take advantage of the fact that I was in my bedroom. And I will need some cauldrons at some point. Let's take a joyous flight over to Cosmic's Tree, which has sadly been neglected over in the last little while, so I need to I'm going to work on it one of these streams this week. Actually, I think I'm going to work on it off stream this week, just because, as I mentioned before, it becomes the same thing over and over again on stream. But it'll be kind of nice to work on it and focus working on it without, I guess, talking about it, because it just ends up being the same thing over and over again. But look at this beautifully neglected tree. Apologies, Cosmic. We'll get to it. Ooh, this area has been cleared out since I was last here. So we need dark oak. Dark oak. Oh no, we've got some inside. I know that for sure. Come on, here we go. You can do it. Wait. Has this been without a door for this long? Oh, weird. Oh, no worries, Fulmer. Appreciate you stopping by. Have yourself a wonderful rest of day. Oh, you're going to be lurking though. That's cool. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. No, I can't remember. Is that a spruce door? It's like a spruce door. That is not a spruce door. Oh, interesting. Must be an oak door. I wonder if we've got more. Oh, we'll need bookshelf. Hooray! We're gonna need that crafting table. Hooray! I feel like we should have some. Oh my goodness! I've got armors. More than one armor. So I'll put the wheat in here because we've got sheep over here that we use occasionally. Oh wait. Oak door, there we go. Dark oak, excellent. Maybe I'll just grab these, bring them with me. Oh. I don't think I'll need that many, but... Oh, what do we have here? Diamond pickaxe with mending, that's handy. Excellent. I think that's all we needed from here was dark oak, correct? Oh, and to fix that door, apparently. Oak wood door, and that is... place it on the outside. No. Right there. Yes, okay, cool. We're good. Door back intact. Lovely. Righto, righto. Oh yeah, stuff off stream. But it's still impressive though. I watch you plant the flowers and it's kind of mesmerizing to see if a large field come together like that. Because you can, as you're doing it, you can sort of see the whole thing at once just sort of growing as you back away planting the flowers, which I think is neat. But when I'm kind of lost in the details of this tree or lost in the details of the tower, it's... I don't know. But yeah, it's not that I don't enjoy doing it, it's just I don't enjoy the talking about it. So I don't need rockets because there's a portal over here. And there's an egg. What? What did you do, chicken? What did you do? The magic waters. Love it. The chicken's like, had nothing to do with it. Just leaves. Leaves bobbing egg. That chicken's name is Bob. Henceforth, this unborn's chicken name is Bob. I would be super proud of Egg too. Because chicken did that on its very own. Her very own, I guess. All chickens are of the egg-laying variety. There are no roosters in... Wait, there are no roosters in Minecraft. What the dirt? Alright, so we need to find a spot to dump this Elytra pronto in case we get super slapped by the by anything in here. Actually, since we have goods we need for the tree, let's go place said goods. Just on the other side of the portal. So I don't have to go do it over and over again. Oh, I forgot to put back the other types of wool. Darn it. Well, actually, I need the magenta, but not that much magenta. I need the crafting table. I need the books. Don't need that. I need this. Okay. Just because I don't want to have to go back and forth through multiple places again. So we are now on the quest for Crimson Wood. I feel like I have Crimson Wood somewhere already. Almost positive of it. But there we go. Yeah, almost positive there's Crimson Wood somewhere, but I didn't feel like going through every single one of my chests. And so, since I know where there be Crimson Wood, I'm just gonna go get it. Just gonna get it. Ocean Monument. Right. Let's remember that. And since we're in the long hallway of tea sippage, I'm going to sip some tea. And this morning we have a lovely peppermint tea. Although I've neglected it, so it is somewhat on the cooler side. And then for those of you who may not have seen my giant warped mushroom tree that I built, this will give us a little chance to peek at that as well. I should have my bow at the ready because this is ghast central sometimes. It's funny. If I don't mention anything, there are usually ghasts abound, ready to just slap me silly with their explosives, but if I do mention it, say, oh, we're looking for ghasts, or there are usually ghasts here, almost never. Shepherd sips his rooibos tea. Ah, nice. That's what I was deciding between peppermint and rooibos this morning. We're a little bit low on rooibos, and Firepith likes his rooibos tea, so I'm saving it for him. So until we get the replacement tea, I'll be enjoying peppermint tea. Peppermint, peppermint, peppermint tea. Rooibos is your favorite? Yeah, it's originally I didn't like it. I would dare say didn't like it at all because I was looking for a replacement for Orange Pico, and it didn't taste enough like Orange Pico, and it bothered me. It was just like, what is this? This is not a good replacement. Is it really dark in here? It seems darker than usual in here. But my computer's brightness is all the way up. Alright, so I'm going to check these chests over here just to make sure, just to see if we have any crimson out this way. And make sure there are no piglins nearby that I will anger. I should have brought some gold to throw at them. No crimson there. No crimson there. Alright, so we're just going to go get some. I made this tunnel. This is actually... Oh yes, I forgot to say. So this tunnel is actually a fallen giant mushroom tree. So the same size. This one's the basically a 5x5 or a 1:5 scale, and this was as well. And it's a fallen over warped mushroom husk. Thank you. I wish lava physics were a bit different because it bugs me that there's all of this movement in the lava now because I took some out in order to build this. I wish it would just flow in and fill like water does. I don't understand why it doesn't. Drives me crazy. Yeah. And so this is, and I forgot to say, this is my giant warped wood tree here. It's pretty much a 1:5 scale. And oh my goodness, modeled it loosely off some in the background here. And so where there are notches cut out of it, I just filled them in with glass so that you can see. So again, just in case people haven't seen it, I'm going to take a quick peek inside. I don't want to spend too long because this will be a detour from what we were planning on doing. So it is a multi-level mushroom with glass floor in it to make it look creepy. Oh yes, let's not look at the Ender folk. Far too many of them. Actually, I might have crimson in here. Probably not because it was all done with warped wood. No. So originally I was going to try to figure out a way to do stairs and stuff, but I've got essentially these vines everywhere. My goodness, it's an Ender convention. Yeah, so you can get to basically any of the levels you want to just by going up and down these. Oops, that's not the one I wanted to go in. I think it's this one over here. Yes. I built a Nether hotel, and that's what it was going to be. Except it was going to here. This is even freakier if I turn off these. It was going to be a Nether hotel with beds for everyone to rest in if they get tired. And this was earlier on when I did not know that beds explode in the Nether. I'm like, oh, this is not as kind a gesture as I thought it was going to be. But yeah, you can go up into the big shroom light room if you want to. Very bright dining experience. And no warped wood in there either. Change that back. Oops. Oh, change it back. There we go. But yeah, and then so then there's also these look-offs in the corner so you can come out and have a glance around at everything. Protected from the ghasts. And there's also an unprotected viewing platform up top for those who are a little bit braver. You can come out and actually take a look at everything. But not my preference, as if you do that... Oh my goodness, I have my elytra on, don't I? Oh, Steven. Yeah, well, I would prefer people didn't, because if ghasts decide to shoot at you, then that's it. They are going to come and blow it apart. Alright. I have to remember that this is here. So I do not... I lost my elytra last time going over to this area because I got hoggled into the lava. Not the funnest thing. Oh yeah, we built a tunnel here to make it easier. I was very not pleased with myself, but had to stay very somewhat calm and collected on stream. Let's get... It's probably a hoglin over there. So let's get the bow right... Oh, yep. We are arrowless. Why did we do that? Oh my goodness. Is there lava down there? Dang. Oh, I'm gonna get hoglined. Alright, we're getting out of here. Too strong! Too strong! Oh my goodness, it's right on my tail. Run, Steven, don't stop. Alright. Oh, it's still coming. Great. Super great. So I need... Yeah, I heard you, pig. I need some building blocks of some kind to trap it in. Soul sand would be great, except it would probably slow me down. That's what I need. Right there. And a bunch of you with me. Crazy piglin down there just waiting for me. Let's do... Can we do this? Oh, come on, stop it. And where did that hoglin go? So I'm making... Alright. Oh my goodness. Come on. Get back up there. Let's eat some food, because that's... I'm not sure. It might be part of a Optify or something. I don't remember them not being there. Alright. This is going to be a treacherous crimson wood hunt. Hey Elkhorn, good to see you. Welcome in. Just trying not to die at the hands of actually, let's just... Alright, first of all, let's fill this in, because I can't stand it being a possible way to die. There we go. We're just better off making a little bit of a... Ah! Just trying to give myself a safer passage for next time. Alright, cool. Oh, this bothers me. Of course I'm gonna be... Just take down the entire thing, because I can't leave a tree just floating there. It's one of the things I do not like about... What, did I bring it with me? I did not. One of the things... Elkhorn subscribed with Prime. 3 months. Thank you so much, Elkhorn. That's awesome. Greatly appreciate it. That's a nice way. Just totally distracted me. I'm just up here doing the thing, and then just got that notification. My brain just got jarred. What is that? That is a very pleasant notification to get. So thank you very, very much, Elkhorn. Alright, so I have... Wait. I don't have what I need on me to make, I'll have to come back and do this at another point. I really don't want to spend a lot of time taking this entire thing down. Just fill that in. Looks like a creeper hole. Oh my goodness. Let's fill that in as well. And that should be all the crimson wood I need. Should. If it's not, we'll come back on another day to do it. Alright. So we've got dark oak, crimson wood, and all the carpet taken care of. Now we just need to make sure that there are no piglins nearby. As we take the elytra back. Because there was a father-son duo hanging out there earlier. And it's not at all what I want to deal with right now. Alright. Cool. I'm always leery when I hear the sounds of one of them dropping down or falling because it makes me think they're coming after me. Alright, let's take a quick look at the... wonder if there's any other nether stuff that we need. I'm just taking a quick look at the other computer for a sec. I do not believe there is anything else. Crimson. Crimson. Nope, looks like everything else we can get above the overworld. Okay, so we are now heading back to Zoverworld. I don't remember if I said it or not, but I am going to be changing some things in the bingo. I just haven't had time to mentally think about it yet. Just so that there's a chance that bingo can happen. I don't want it to happen crazy frequently so that every stream bingo happens. But I would like there to be a better chance for bingo to happen every stream. So, as I was mentioning, right now in the bingo it says if I completely run out of food, which means I have to go and basically make some somewhere else. None in my chests or anything like that. Then that counts as a bingo. But I'm just going to change it now to that if I run out of food on me, so if I eat my last apple and go, oh, that's it. Yeah, it is a balancing act. You know, keep it enjoyable for people, but also so that stream's not being interrupted all the time. When we talk, I heard ghasts. I did not mention ghasts, but I heard them. Aha, ghasts in the distance, and that's what I'm talking about. There was always one here for the longest time until we went hunting for ghasts. Alright, so now we got our goods, and we're heading back to the Tree of Spruce. To the Tree of Spruce. Oddly with dark oak. Ooh, another ghast. And don't forget, getting hit by a gas explosive is on the bingo list. Oh wait, did I do this? I seem to be responsible for a lot of bingo, that's right. Did I do a bingo thing? What did I do? Oops, wrong. Oh yeah, it's incidents. Yeah, I don't know if incidents is the right one. I maybe need to change that as well. Yeah, it's incidents with an S. Hey gang, looking extra fabulous today. It's over in the corner. Do you have a rodent problem? Leonard. What's up, Leonard? I would like to, part of me would love to get rid of the two of them that have crossbows, because if you anger them, they'll accidentally kill each other. But I don't know how to give them different tools. Like if I give them each a gold sword, will they drop the crossbow? Does anyone know if that's a thing? Because that would be cool. Later, folks. Their gold swordfish favorite. Nice. That would favor me because I really don't want them accidentally killing each other again. Yes, I know, but there is a chest in there, and every once in a while I go into it, and then it's anger abound. All right, let's take these out. I think that's all I put in there. Books. Books. Do I need books? I need more book shelves. I can actually go visit the villagers. I forgot to get more bookshelves. I think that's all I need. Oh my goodness, polished blackstone bricks. Handy for later. Yes, please. And I think that's all I need out of there for now. You're good too. Alright. To the spruce. Oh, I can hear the fan just chugging on my poor laptop. Oh my goodness, food. So gold and carrots don't give you much more than potatoes do in terms of hunger, but they replenish your health a lot more. That's what it is, right? I think so. Oops. Alright, now remember that there is a crafting table right here in the... Oops. Right here in the corner. They give you a lot of healing and saturation. Nice. Excellent. So then we need a spruce trapdoor, a flower pot, and a lantern. So we're not going to do... Do I not have enough crimson wood? Oh, I should have enough crimson wood. I'm just looking around on the computer. Oh, so I need 4... No, I need 2 logs. Okay, I just didn't want to... I didn't want to use up all my logs by making planks. So... Log here. Is a log there and there? It is, at the edge of the carpet. So let's just do that so I don't accidentally use more than I need to. So, log... Cool, and then the rest can be all planks. It's funny, if any of you caught Frostburn's stream on this, you'll remember that his was like lightning fast as opposed to what I'm doing, but such is the case. So we're going to need 2... I think we just need 2 posts, is it? I like fence posts. Yes, 2 crimson fence posts, so we can just do that. Oh, not sticks. That's not what I meant. Oh, shoot. Oh well. That is okay. Nope, not you either. Oh no, we needed the sticks. What am I doing? So we need 2 sticks. I don't know why, but I always forget the recipe for this. So that gives us 3. It's fantastico. And because Frostburn knows that I like stairs, the bed design has some stairs built into it. So, sorry, I'm just checking the other computer again. So it is slabs all the way around. So we can just use this over here. So 6 slabs is probably enough. Pork chips. You prefer pork chips? Easier to get now. I don't think I've ever had a pork chip in the game. So I realize I'm a bit of a slow builder, but I am trying to get this to look exactly the same as what we've got going on. So that's good. And then it's... Is it all stairs at the top? Yep. Stairs, stairs, stairs. Oh, slabs in the middle. 3 stairs on either side. 3 slabs down the middle. So I'm going to need more slabs. I don't think I have enough crimson. Gosh darn it. So 4. So I need 8 of those. And that leaves only 8 left of the other stuff. And I know for a fact I'm going to need more stuff. Gosh darn it. Alright. So we will check on the inventory before heading back out to get some more crimson wood. and this one is... placed right on the top there. There we go. Nope. There we go. And there, that's the bed. Cool. Now the bed is just missing some things next to it. We have a chest on the other side, and I do have a chest. Luckily saved from tearing other things down. So we have a chest on this side, ender chest on the other. Smart decorating. Cool, so I'll have to go get an ender chest elsewhere. Alright, and then to my left, we've got... you can't actually tell what those materials are. Oh no, wait. Stair, stair. Alright, so more stairs that we need. Yeah, we are totally running out of crimson here. Okay. Alright, well maybe what we'll do is we'll use what we can. This is a neat cabinet design, actually. Neat dresser design. Quite like this. I'm not sure the best way to place this. I might have to go do it from the outside. Maybe do this. Yeah, there we go. And slabs. Dude. Very cool. And then we need a crimson door, but I don't think I have enough left for a crimson door. Crimson? Crimson. Now let's just check our inventory. Oops, that is one down. Oh, there's extra wool. I should have known. Oh, lanterns. Fantastic. We will need those. Nothing there. Fire pith with the lurk. Woot woot. Thank you very much. Oh my goodness, I've got gold carrots here too. That must be from when my sons are playing, because that's a lot of something. Oh no, that's the chest I filled up with my stuff. Way to go, Steven. Way to go, Steve-O. No, no crimson. Is it nighttime? Alright, nighttime. So we'll go for a nap, and I'll check the chests outside. Oh, right, that's, we'll sleep there, then we'll fix that, because that is the wrong color bed. Have I wood? I do. Go like that, and then magenta. Boop. Alright, I'm gonna place the magenta bed there. Cool. Now that bed is, the bed is now complete. Did I make a mistake on that? The bed? No, okay, that's right. Cool. So I need to put in a door there. What did I do? Oh no. Probably not any way to avoid that. The pigs. Hoglins? Oh yeah. I'm not sure what to do about this. We'll leave it for now. Pork chips and leather. Alright. Right, we're going to head downstairs. Check in the chests that we've got. Actually, there's some out front. We'll check those. That's empty. Gift of Death. Alright. Alrighty. Oh! Bookshelves, there we go. We need those. Seems like all of the crimson stuff I've grabbed, I've needed, so... Oh, I need dark oak trapdoors. Actually, let's just put the elytra back on so we can, if nothing else, free up a spot. No crimson up here. Sorry to do this inventory check all the time, but I don't want to have to go to the. I don't want to have to go to Crimson Door. Cool. Ah, we got some stuffs. Some crimson goodies. Nice. I'm not sure. I may not now that I've got a door and some other stuff. At this point, if I need any more, it'll be very, very few crimson blocks, so I might just grab it off stream. Item frames. I do need those. More than I need yellow glass. So I'll grab those. I think that's it. Oh, I need to rebuild Anna Inferno's arcade up in my living space. I totally forgot about that. I think that might be all I need. I think the rest might be able to accomplish with just regular woods and stuff. Alright, so Crimson Door. Not Crimson Door. There. Very nice. Love this. Frostburn, I'm not sure if you're listening, but this is a great little stair-themed armoire. Love it. And you can hang out here and enjoy the outdoors. You can go inside, and enjoy the outside. And we need a spruce trapdoor. We don't have spruce on us. We should have spruce everywhere around us. Actually, where the oak trapdoors, where were those going to go? We can just take care of those now and free up an inventory space. Oh, actually, let's put in some crimson stairs there. And I need to make a couple of looms. Right. I forgot that looms were going to be a thing. That's right, a shulker box. I need a shulker box, I totally forgot. That's funny. Frostburn made me a shulker box. He made me a stair monument, so to speak. A place with my... Basically a stand with my favorite stair on it. It's got a shulker box inside, also filled with my favorite stair. Alright, so that is right in front of the window. We won't do these. How many trapdoors do I have? Oh, did I not take the trapdoors? I could have sworn I had. Alright, that's a drag. Regardless, we'll put these here. Yeah, they definitely. An inventory frame goes right on the side of that as the arm of it. Hey, Elman Duke, welcome. Good to see you. Appreciate you stopping by. I'm just struggling with... Not struggling, but I'm making an interior that my son Frostburn designed for me. So it's my bedroom has been neglected in my spruce tree. My bedroom has been neglected for a long time. So Frostburn has designed the interior space for me. And yeah, trying to make it look as good as we can, as true to the original as possible. I think this is actually going to be the right number of bookshelves. Yeah, nice. 4 of them. There. 2. And then one thing I do not know how to make is a loom, so let's check that out. Loom requires wood and string. Well, we've got wood and we've got string. Let's put this bed in here because we don't need it. That is full. Fantastic. Let's just go back up to that other chest and put things in this. Nope, it was down to the other chest. Since we're probably going to probably want to put wool back that we don't need. And place those there. Oh well. Inventory is growing larger than we can carry. Actually, that egg does not need to be there. Nor do the snowballs. Cool. Alright. Yeah, me too. Excuse me. Me too. I'm very curious. I knew I had some... Oops. I know I've got some wood somewhere. And there was some string up here as well, I thought. Or maybe that was downstairs. Probably downstairs. Down and out front. Yeah, one of the things I desperately want to do is actually... No. Where was the string? I know I saw a bunch of it. When I just need wood and string. Anyone? Wood and string? Not wooden string, wood and string. Oh, there they are. Take 2 of you, thank you. What? Maybe that was all the way downstairs. Oh, yeah, at least the salesman's there, that's right. See, I didn't even pay attention to it. I just need regular wood, doesn't matter what kind. 2 would be preferable, and not use the dark oak that I've gathered would also be preferable. Actually, eggs, you go join your friends. Seriously, no wood out here? Bring those. I might need those for the Nether Tunnel that I'm working on. I know I was just looking at string a moment ago. Alright, actually just gotta check the desk. Frostburn also made a desk here. Is it a crimson desk or is it a dark oak desk? I think it's dark oak. Yes, in which case, good to take those. Or at least a dark oak stair. We will need it. Alright, well there's some wood. Sure, I don't need that many, but I'll take them anyway. Does anybody else do that with their inventory where they go looking, so they're saying I need this and this, this and this. It's like 2 different items, but then when your brain gets focused on going, like I was just focused on finding the string specifically. Oh no, wait, I have extra wool. I can make string out of that. Nice. That's something I often forget. A floating egg, fantastic. And I put the wool in over here. No. Oh yes, for those who haven't seen it, this is my my living quarters that have been overrun by chickens. So this also was designed by Frostburn, with the awesome add-on Frosty's sea pickles or sea cucumbers. Love it. This is a texture pack he made that applies to dry sea cucumbers. So we want wool from here. Doesn't matter what color, just work with me. One of those should be enough, probably. Oops. Yeah, they're very cool. He's going to work on them a little bit more to get them to where he wants them to be. But they're quite excellent. He said he's got some cleanup to do on it. Chickens are not part of the design. I fear that I may need to come in and call the chickens at one point. So then loom. 2 loom. Fantastic. And now the loom, I think we're facing sideways based on the texture that I saw in the design. So like that, yes. And like that, also, yes. And then we had the dark oak trapdoors. Oops. Nope, stop it. Then we need one more. This is a waste of dark oak. Oh, I forgot those ones still. Fantastic. You know what? We may take a trip to, oh, I missed that cosmic, what do you say? Oh, not part of the design, yeah. So I'm going to take a quick trip to the saw because I don't want to be wasteful. I need 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, only 4 of them, I guess. That's not too bad. So I'm trying to remember where my closest saw is. I think it's... I don't think I made one in front here. I may have to just go quickly to... I thought that was a really tall skeleton at first at quick glance. I was like, oh my gosh. I gotta get out of here. Right. Bed. Bed first, fly later. First, sleep in the fancy bed. Well, that all schmancy. Ermagerd, exactly. Ermagerd, I gotta get out of her. So we're gonna head back to the stair monument quickly. If I could only fly the right way, that would be fantastic. And use a rocket. Also fantastic. Now that I've said that, I wonder if I actually brought my rockets with me. I did. Fantastic. It's basically a 1 rocket trip back and forth between my stair monument and the great stairs and the great sapling. Great spruce sapling. We've got the monument coming into view there, looking pretty darn snazzy. It's pretty cool how it comes into view. Not quite done, but getting there. We've flown all this way just to use a table saw? Yes, we did. For we need one. How many do we get for one? We have one. 1 to 1, that's pretty good. What did I say I needed? I needed 4, so. And I need another stair, I believe. And then that's all I need, I think. Thanks, Cosmic. Very pleased with them. Took a little while to figure them out, and there's still more work to be done on the upper ones, but I'm very happy with how they've come along. So much appreciated. There we go. Let me just settle in for a nice, cozy flight. Or a nice, calm flight back to the spruce. It'll probably involve one dip down, just so that we can get our altitude up to get over these mountains. Actually, let's just try to see if we can do it. Oh, I don't think so. Whoa. Yeah. Need to go up a little bit. Fun. Oh! I don't know if I'll make it. I won't make it onto the tree, but I'll make it out to the front yard. Oh my goodness. Almost perfect. Oh, I should have grabbed a shulker box. Oh well. That's fine. So we're going to trapdoors. Thank you. Thanks, Moongirl. I feel like some days I'm still needing all kinds of practice, so I'm just putting that there for now. And that stone stairs. Oh, I should have grabbed stairs as well. Needs to go on top of that. Cool. That's a bookshelf taken care of. And for the most part, this side, I think, other than that hole in the wall over there, I think most of it is taken care of. There's actually 2 paintings that are supposed to go there. Oh, actually a lantern in the middle, the top, all 4 sides. Okay. Sorry, what did I miss? Sorry, I missed something, Shepard. What's the triangle shape on? Oh, this triangle shape on top. It's it has to do with the water clutch challenge because people were. I had gotten a few of them in a row, and essentially, instead of trying to remember what I was on last time, I just left it there in order to. Basically, next time I'm going to jump down from the top, and then build 2 more stairs after that. 2 more stairs after that, so I can just keep working my way up instead of trying to remember what the last height was that I needed to do. So it has nothing to do structurally with the finale of what it's going to look like in the end. It's just a temporary thing that's there. No, it's just purely just because I kept forgetting what number water clutch I was supposed to do. Stairs. Oh, we are up over 9,000 stairs, folks. It's getting to be pretty high up there. And then we need crimson slabs, which we have. Fantastic. I do believe that was the case. Yeah, and we've added to that big time today as well. So. We need another crimson door. Do we have another crimson door? We do. Fantastical. I need to put that there, right? I do. Cool, then we need 2 crimson signs. Ugh. We don't have enough crimson. Wait. Is there a... Alright, I guess we're gonna fly back and use the, Or how do you make... That's a better question. How do you make a saw? Or a cutter. Cutting table. Stone cutter. Stone, stone, stone. Stone, 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 iron. I should just make one of those for over here, but... Because I've got... Actually, I do have stone down in here. Part of my inventory. I don't think I have any iron. No, probably not. Probably not a single piece of iron. Oh, Fulmer, that's awesome. It's Sunday with ice cream. It's 100 bits. Thank you so much. Very much appreciated. Ice cream hype. Aw, yeah. Funny, when it comes to ice cream, I'm not the most imaginative person. My favorite kind of ice cream is vanilla. Gotta say. It's hype indeed. Oh my goodness, look at this. Ho ho ho. That's just silly. Can I make a sign from here? Oh, I can't make signs from here. So I literally need 1 more crimson plank in order to make 2 crimson signs. Grr. Vanilla and strawberry for me. Nice. I like French vanilla, I should say. That's my favorite. And I guess second favorite, or tied with that, nah, it's gonna be second favorite, is maple walnut. Oh, love maple walnut. Actually, I should say I'm not a huge ice cream person to begin with. Like, given the choice of chocolate or ice cream, I'll almost always go for chocolate. But some days it's just super, super refreshing, and yeah, it really hits the spot. But I'm not into all the crazy, crazy flavors. Although I do like a good chocolate mint. That's really good. Because I do like mint and I do like chocolate. And together they are exceptional. I'm just checking to see if I have any crimson out here. I don't remember if I did or not. Ooh, alright. Chocolate mint. Chocolate chip mint. Yep, hold it. 2 favorites, nice. So we'll hold off on creating the crimson signs for the armrests for now. Because it is not necessary to go into the nether again. So we need a lantern. Is that a white carpet? A lantern, white carpet, and a sea pickle. Alright. But I don't think I have any sea pickles. Why choose between ice cream? There you go. Your logic is infallible. So let's get these lanterns going. We've got 6, and I think that is literally all we need to complete the designs. There's going to be one. I think we did here, but I don't know if we want to do. And then, boop. And I do believe there was one more. There's one on the desk. Oh, right, over on the side table over there. Yeah, so there's actually literally one more. Sorry everyone, I know we said we'd get to the tunnel today, but this has been taking a little bit longer than expected. Oh, of course I don't have spruce when I want spruce. Why would I? If only I could go like right out front and grab spruce or something. Ugh. If only I could go out front and not die. Let's go to sleep, and then we'll grab some spruce from the tree farm right out front. See, speaking of tree farm, do we have crimson trees out there? I don't think we do. I think we just have the oh, that's why. It was moved over one for a reason, and my brain couldn't figure out why we would have it not be symmetrical. Not too much, we're still working on the interior. Running out of some resources, some tree resources as it were, so we're going to go to the farm over here and grab some. Specifically... It's funny, all the spruce I have over at the monument. I really don't want to cut down a tree. Oh, I know. It'd probably take less time to cut this down than it would to fly over to the monument and come back. Cool, and then we'll just grab a seedling. Plant that back, and be on our merry way. I only needed basically one trapdoor. Sorry, did I mix? Was Mattcast here? Did I miss that? Oh no, okay, you just mentioned that. Mattcast set up another tree farm in Dartmouth Meadows. Okay. Maybe I'll take a peek over there. Actually, why not? Let's take a quick peek. I'm only grabbing that since I saw it as I was going by. Oh, quick walk around. Oh wait, there's this pink building over here which seems to be newer. Oops. Oh no, that's the... Oh jeez, that's... That startled me. Because our cat doesn't... Our cat, I think I mentioned before, doesn't meow. Or very rarely ever lets out a squeak that sounds like a meow. Yeah, I'm still not... I don't know that I've actually heard her meow yet, but so when I heard that cat meow, it just totally threw me off. Oh well. I don't see it offhand. I'll go get some... Oops. Eventually. It is not necessary at the moment. Jeez, those really are cute. Right. I almost said it. I almost said, where were we? But I totally did forget where we were going, so that deserves a bingo. Yeah, I know, I get that. So bingo is up. I forgot what we were doing. Spruce log. Don't need any spruce logs. All going to be spruce planks. And we really, literally need that. That's all we needed it for. So, for that, we tore down an entire tree. So I caught myself on the bingo this time. Wait, what was that swoosh? That was a weird noise. Oops. Let me put that there. And that's where the lantern goes. And then I need to get a flower pot for right there. This is coming along. So now I need the sea pickle. And Frostburn, I'm not sure if you're listening. I can't tell offhand if this is a... on the desk, is it white wool? Oh no, it's a... I might need your help to do that. I forgot. He did a... I think it's white carpet. No, it's not white carpet. That's smaller. That's an iron pressure plate with a painting in behind to make it look like a laptop. Clever. I don't know that I'll be able to do that right now, but that's neat. Yeah, it's got to be an iron. I believe it's an iron pressure plate. Let's just check it out. Yep. 2 iron ingots. Cool. Item frame with a book. For the computer? No, that was the desk downstairs. The desk he made me in the bedroom, it's a laptop. It has an iron pressure plate with a thing in behind it. Or maybe it is an item frame with a book and quill in it, but... Alright. Either way, we'll make the... Thank you for letting me know, Moon Girl. Yeah, I wish I could melt these, Can you melt iron back down into iron blocks? Is that a thing? Oh, bingo's not a one-time thing. No, it's in the Discord. Tried to read your explanation, but not sure what it is. Basically, bingo is I guess a fun way to make bad things happen to me. So sometimes if I forget, if 6 things from the list of things happen, like if we do, basically if any of these 6 things happen, then bingo would have occurred for the day. And if bingo occurs for the day in one stream, then I have to sacrifice stairs to lava. And if bingo happens 2 streams in a row, then the next penalty happens. And if it happens 3 streams in a row, then 3rd level of punishment happens until I have 5 of them in a row. All right. How are we doing for time? It is 11:45. I'm just trying to think. So, sorry, you mentioned you can melt iron and tools into iron nuggets. That is what I'm asking. Yes. But it has to be in the stove. Thank you very much, actually. I apologize in advance. I feel a sneeze coming on. So if that happens... Any of you have coal? No, that'd be too convenient. Why would any of you have coal? Gosh darn it, I just want some iron. Oh no, wait, I've got iron. I just forgot what shape iron's taking these days. Do not need snow. Cool, and that's that. And then I need to... Oh, what was I doing again? Right, iron pressure plate. Guess I don't need... Of all these things, I don't need eggs because they're everywhere. That iron armor may come in handy at another point. Oops. Alright. So we'll put down the pressure plate, and then there are paintings to be made. Wrong way. I'm gonna forget how to do paintings. Paintings. Hey Kendo, welcome. Good to see you here. Sorry. So if it is an item frame... Yeah, I don't think it's an item frame. That looks different. I think it's an actual painting. Oh, interesting. Well, that'll be fun if anyone climbs up onto the, Oh my goodness. Really? Is that what we're going to do now? Alright, so that didn't work as seamlessly as I would have liked. Note to self, just don't step on the desk. How are you doing today, Kendo? Good to have you here. Alright, we need to make cauldrons. Cauldron. So we need 2 of those. So I will have to go get another block of iron. Which is okay, because we have plenty. So 6 incidents in 1 stream. Need to be 6 incidents in 1 stream. That's one thing I haven't figured out entirely. Part of me feels like if it's 6 of the same thing one time, it might happen too frequently. But at the same time, it hasn't happened yet. So I am entertaining the idea. Let's entertain the idea of doing 6. We'll try that today because I know I've said where were we twice. So let's bring up the first bingo dab. Alright, we might be changing the rules on the fly here, folks. So for all of you involved, if you catch me saying if any of the 6 things happen, or any of the 12 things happen, can be even multiple times in a single stream if we get to 6. So we'll try that and see how it goes. Might make it happen more frequently. That where were we is going to be the death of me, I'm sure of it. Oh, God. We're testing it live, that's right. It's the only way to test it. Well, not the only way, but obviously the best way to figure out whether it's working or not. Oops. Bonk. Eggs be gone. Great, so then you're coming down. You're coming down. I keep forgetting how to make a clock. Gold? I haven't any gold upon my person. Actually, I don't think I have any gold near... Oh no, we've got gold down at Pig Linda's. Cool. Encourage a yard sale, but... Nice. Oh, one thing I was wondering as well, for you folks, should I make one of the rewards that you can buy with your viewpoints, like purchase a bingo level? So like if I've got 5 out of 6, and then I make a bingo level, 2,000 points, would people be interested in doing that so that you could just buy the 6th bingo and kind of push it forward? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you next time. Sorry, my obnoxious YouTuber finishing line. No. Technically it says Steven falls from a high place if we want to get... be technical with it, but... But actually we should change that. Yard sale should just be a death. So anytime I die, it's a bingo. A bingo incident. Hey everyone, don't hate me, but I need a couple of these. Thanks so much, bye. Wait, what? 2, 3, 4. So I might need 8 clocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna try making 2 swords. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on. But yes, and we're also adding the sleep challenge back into it so that oops. Basically before I did not want the alright, what's going on here? Oh right, you can't stack things. Oh whatever, iron boots are gone. So if I just throw you in there, and then throw you in there, It like... So what happened? Okay, did one of them... So we still have 2 crossbows in there. What's going on, folks? So one of you just basically stole the sword. Is that what happened? Here, you take this. Linda? Oh, Landon? Who is it? Oh, Linda? Take that. They are not taking the golden swords. Darn it! And somebody who has a golden sword already is taking the golden sword. And then they're just keeping it. Rude! Alright. I hate the idea of getting rid of Linda, but I might have to get a Linda 2.0 in there. No redstone in there. Don't shoot me! This is the problem, because when they want to shoot me, they're going to shoot through the other one. Not but. Why reason? Thanks, Cosmic. Oh yeah, so I forgot to say, so the sleep one is back in there, so if somebody on the Citadel goes to bed before I do, then it will count as a bingo as well. And just to be clear, and I'm going to have to make the writing on that clear, it's if I'm running to go to bed and someone else beats me to it. Not if, like, sometimes Cosmic is on while I'm streaming and she says, I'll look after your sleeps for you, Steven, and then just so I can keep streaming, and that's awesome. But every time she goes to bed will not count as a bingo. But if I turn around and go, oh my goodness, it's bedtime, I need to go there, and then on my way there, someone beats me to it, that'll be the clincher. That'll make it happen. Clock. Actually, let's just do the clock from memory so I can get used to actually building some things. Yay, and eggs be gone again. I forget, is the clock? Where does the clock go? Oh, it's placed above the stairs, but there's no room for it because there are stairs there. So we'll have to put... where should this clock go then? I'm just roaming around the... I'm going to put it above that window over there. Since this window is going to be covered by stairs. This is what paintings on both sides, but I do like the idea of having a clock in here still. So I'll place it up. Oh, why will you not go there? Oh, water clutch. Oh, we've got a water clutch happening now for 5,000 points. Thank you so much, Cosmic, for using your viewpoints on the water clutch. So, looks like the, okay, why is this not going somewhere? Does it need to go in an item frame? Is that what I'm missing? Sorry, Cosmic, I'm just checking one thing before I forget. It does need to go into an item frame. Okay, cool. Thanks, Fulmers. So we did... Okay, good, we still have one. Nice. And then we can go like... that. Lovely, we've got a clock. Now, to do this water clutch, I forget how high we're supposed to be now. So let's head over to... A quick easy fix for that is going to be to head to the... that thing that I've been building, the giant stair monument, because that's already set up to go. We haven't forgotten about you, Cosmic. This is the most dangerous way to fly. But we're doing it anyway. This is kind of neat. You know what's extra neat? I'm flying in the wrong direction. Way to go, Steven. I just got excited at the top platform and just dove. Hey, Sprucey. That was wicked smart of me. Wicked smart. Towards some truth. Oh, what the heck? Let's move this bingo along, shall we? There we go. Now, the one thing I cannot remember is if this is the right height or if I need to build more stairs. So we are now at 107 vertically. Oh, my brain's not fast right now. Minus 75, 30, 32. Oh no, wait, that's for this level. Right, this is 32. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. I think we did 40 already last time. Alright, so this is a combination of me not having a water bucket right now, so let's get that. And I need to get some stone to build this taller. Is it the Aw Yeah song? Oh, that one? No, it's I think when you hear it, it's clearly a saxophone. Yeah, it's very much a saxophone. That was not a saxophone. I'm trying to think in my head again, because every time it comes on, it just makes me. I usually say, "Oh yeah, let's slow things down." So we are asleep, or we have slept. We need stone, which be here. I have no more chests on me. Oh, but we're here. Let's grab a shulker box. Yeah, we do. You're right. Pretty sure I had a ender chest. That's good because we need that for the house. Shulker box, hooray! All right. So we are going to build this up a little bit taller. Oh, I didn't get a bucket. All right. Well, we're up here. Let's finish building it first. I don't really have enough space in my inventory for a water bucket as well. So, 1. This is 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. No. Wait, what? Hey, Sparamist, welcome. Good to see you here. Yeah, sorry, Fulmer. It is a specific song. It's got a saxophone in it. I'm messing this up. So 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 38, 39, 40. Okay, 41. So we need to get up to 42. And then we need a water bucket. And I forget where I put that. We have buckets aplenty over here. I just can't remember where I put the water bucket. So let's put the stone back since we don't need it. I'm doing pretty well, thank you. And yourself? We've got a water clutch challenge going on right here, so I have to, there it is. Basically leap from a tall space and see if I can actually, water clutch successfully before splatting into the ground. We're also in the middle of a bingo as well. So I don't remember, I apologize if anyone actually answered me when I said it, but is there any interest in making it watching with your girlfriend? Oh, cool. Appreciate you introducing me, or introducing her to the stream, I should say. Hello, GF. Welcome. All right. Cosmic, thank you very much for using your 5,000 viewpoints on the Water Clutch Challenge. Let's see how this goes. Oh, not good enough. Yard sale it is, so we have 2 bingo dabs in there. You know what? I wasn't even thinking. I'm glad I wasn't thinking smartly. I'm glad I slept here. Because it would have been a massive drag to have to come all the way back from the Great Oak. Gets the emote ready. Boom! Wow, this was a good one. It went everywhere. Pants, elytra, boots, and then helmet. And shield. Shield? Where's the shield? Cool. So clearly that was an unsuccessful water clutch challenge. So Cosmic, thank you very much for using your 5,000 viewpoints on the water clutch challenge. So I usually do it more than once. Should we do it again? I usually like to try to get it. But if I keep doing that, then that might make bingo happen. Oh, what the heck? Do this for my own sanity. Do it again! Do it again! Cosmic, I would call it a success. That's funny. Yeah, no worries. I understand, Fulmer. Try spam clicking it. I will try that a little. It's tough. When I did that last time, I had placed the water and then I placed the water and then picked it up again before I actually hit the ground. So it's trying to find that balance between the two. All right. Attempt number 2. There we go. Oh, nope. Dang. All right. That might be the last time we try for the day. Also because it is now after 12 and I would like to finish the interior of the house as much as possible. Pants. Oops. Why didn't you go in there? Weird, things are not automatically going on. There we go. Not going on to my person. And then elytra, helmet, and I believe that's everything that went flying. All right, Cosmic, you win today. That was a lot of yard sailing. Really, I had shroom lights on me? Where did they come from? I do not recall having them on me. I put it up already, or it should be up. So there was, today so far there were 4 bingos. So there should be, the first one makes the word bingo come up, and then the other ones. So there should be enough. I do believe. Where'd my other pickaxe go? Where's my Silk Touch pickaxe? Did I lose that? If I get all 5, the first time it happens, I have to sacrifice. I'm a huge fan of stairs, as you might be able to tell by my stair monument. It makes, basically I have to sacrifice stairs into lava. And the second time it happens, I have to finish the rest of my stream without my elytra. And the third time it happens, I have to eat chorus fruit as my food. What happened to my... Oh my goodness, I'm blind. It's right there. And what a ninny. And then axe there. Rockets there, and there we go. Alright, cool. Cool, I believe we have everything we need to now go back. Yeah, so there's, I don't think I have the full list of them in Discord, or in Nightbot. I should do that. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, and so then So if, sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Well, I was filling my inventory. Basically, yeah, number of streams in a row that it happens moves the monument 1 block to the left. 10. Oh my goodness, that would be painful. That would be streams and streams of me hating myself for doing that. But no, if it happens, I think I said 3 times in a row already. Yeah, so it happens 3 times in a row, then I have to eat chorus fruit as my food. And that's all I'm allowed to eat for the rest of the stream. And then if it happens 4 streams in a row, I have to go into the nether and basically streak from one end to the other without any gold armor on. And risk the wrath of piglins. Yeah, I am going to clear it eventually. I've got, I need a chunk of what I've got here. So most of what I've got on me now has been from this interior that we're building. And I forgot to grab stairs again. Lovely. So we'll get that next time. What was the other thing that we went to grab? So the clock. No, we just actually flew all the way. That's right. We flew all the way over there specifically to do the. Oh, no, that's what I wanted. Specifically to do the clutch challenge. There we go. Lovely. That's super handy to have in here. Good, good. I'll just put the iron back in there since it'll always be. I'll keep it on me. Yeah, I think that's all we're doing on the interior space for now because I have to look up how to do paintings properly. And so I don't have that done. And I need to figure out, because I need to figure that out, and I need... Oh, let's see if there are any sea cucumbers downstairs. Because if there are, we can actually take care of that part right now. There are some throughout the water. And I guess the question is, do I need them all? I do not. So I'll take those. And work my way indoors before I get attacked. Cool. Since we got some sea pickles, we get to make use of Frosty's... Oops, come on. Sea pickle texture pack. Oop, I have a nice ale there. Lovely. So essentially, for those of you who may not have seen it, I showed them downstairs before, but I have a sea pickle in my hand, and essentially it's Frostburn's texture pack applies only to dry sea pickles. So when they're underwater, they still look like they normally do, but when you place them, adds forfeit. Bingo forfeits are... Ah, cool. Thanks, Cosmic. Much appreciated. Now we'll know. So Frostburn's Sea Pickle texture pack essentially has... You get a big old beer for 1. Then if you place 2, you get... Instead of getting 2 sea pickles next to each other, you get a beer and some salmon. And when you place 3 of them next to each other, you get beer, a salmon, and another bottled beverage. And when you place 4 of them together, you get beer, salmon, bottled beverage, and bread. So this only applies to the dry sea pickles, not the wet ones. So it's actually pretty great because they're rarely ever used dry. So cool, I will definitely do that. So this is all as far as it's going to go for right now because there are things that I just do not have and I do not want to spend more of the last 15 minutes of the stream gathering stems for pumpkins. Oh, that's cool. That's a cool one as well. Hadn't thought of that. So that's where we're going to leave this room for now, but now we are going to, we'll do the great inventory exchange, where I'm going to come down here and grab my, the other things. So I don't need any of these things right now. But, oh, actually I do need the rockets. So these are all for tree-related stuff, so I'll grab that later. Sea pickles, that. So I need to grab all of my other stuff again. Actually, I don't need that bow. I don't know where I got that bow. It must have been from a skeleton or something. Let's just bring this wool back. And the shears back. Oh, I don't have room for shears. What do I not need on me at the moment? This bed. But it could be handy. Dirt. We don't need dirt. So we'll grab the shears. And we'll come. No, I need the blackstone is actually what we need. Trying to remember. Sorry, folks. Okay, let's bring the wool back first. Go to bed. Bring the wool back first, and then we will go. Actually, I think these are not supposed to be. No, that's right. Okay. Bed. Put the wool away, and then I need some blackstone in order to finish off the stuff for the Nether. This is a waste of a rocket, but just trying to do it quickly. Since we're almost done. Oops, I'm going right here. Cool, so we have green sheep. So green sheep, you get your... No, we don't have green wool. I must have put that back already. But now that we have lime green sheep over here, put that over there. So we have blue, cyan, light blue, and magenta. Actually, we put magenta in here as well. And put blue and cyan because you're the cyan dudes. Actually, I should have put light blue over here as well. Cool. Everything back where it's supposed to be. And that is correct. Cool. So now I need to, Oh, I thought I was going to make it onto that platform. So thank you very much, Frostburn, for your interior design, because like I said, I didn't get the entire thing done, but it is pretty darn close. So I need to get some paintings on the wall. Yeah, some paintings on the wall. Finish off that laptop. Put the plants in. Oh, and I need to put some water in there. That's right. Thanks, Cosmic. Yeah, and it's coming along. I'm very happy to finally have it looking the way I want it to. Totally forget about all that stuff. We'll come back for it. But what did I put in here? Nothing. Fantastic. Alright. So we're heading down the stairs to the Nether Portal. I believe I put my blackstone and stuff down in here. So we only have typically 10 minutes left in the stream, which you probably will, I might go slightly over depending on how the builds go in the other area. No, I must have put the blackstone somewhere else. Alright, so instead of actually working on the end portal, we may find ourselves... I don't think I put it in here. No, we did not. Don't shoot me! Probably left it over at the stair monument. Some there. I know, just realizing I left some of it up in the tree. But that's fine. I'm not going to go back for that right now. Because I don't think I need it. Most of it is black stone stair, but I need polished black stone to do this stuff with. Which I believe I left over here. I believe in the chest to the right. Yep. So polished black stone. Polished blackstone stairs. And blackstone, very good. Cool, I don't have as much blackstone as I need, so I'll get some of this done before the stream is out, and then I'll have to go mine some more. So we'll get it done. Cool. Thanks, Cosmic. Very much appreciated. Wait. Now we want polished. Why are you not doing the thing? Okay. My shift button seems a little bit weird sometimes. So we want polished. Not black stone wall, we want polished. Yeah, this is tough because I do need fence or wall, but I also need actual stone, so I'm definitely going to need some more black stone. And I do not believe I have it anywhere else. It is, yes. I usually do 10 a.m. to 12:30 Sundays, Atlantic Daylight Time, or I guess currently Atlantic Daylight Savings Time. Yeah, I think that is all the blackstone I have. And then I stream Tuesdays and Thursday evenings from 7:30 in the evening Atlantic to 10 o'clock. So my streams are 2.5 hours each because I find that's the amount of brain power I have before I would actually have to take a break or shut it down for the day. Oh wait, polished blackstone wall. Great. I'm so glad I just made those when I had a bunch of them here. Gosh darn it. Oh well. Oh awesome. I'm glad that works out. Just have one or two chests of miscellaneous over here to make sure there's no blackstone in here. I've got a lot of obsidian, which is great, I guess. Not that I have a lot of use for obsidian right now, but nope. All right, so we will do what damage we can. Oh no, I also need stone brick stairs, don't I? Stone brick. And let's put stone back where stone comes from. So I'll use that to build more. I'll just put all the obsidian stairs in there as well because I need this for... That's all for building this stair monument. I don't need to take any of it with me, but I'll take the stone bricks with me. Polished blackstone stairs. Good. Alright, this should be pretty good. I know I'm going to have to get some more regular blackstone to finish this off, but that's okay. That's alright. So, I need to make some more of you. Do I have all the black stone in place? Okay, I've already got the stone brick in place, so I don't need any more of... That's not true. I need 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need 8 more blocks, but the rest I can make into stairs. Oh good, I'm glad, Cosmic. Thank you. This is part of the reason why I did it for the hopes that I might be able to reach other people that aren't able to hit the Tuesdays and Thursday evening slots. But also because I was originally streaming Sunday evening as well, and that was just a lot of evenings occupied by streams, which I did not want to do. So let's do... Try to do this smartly. Okay, I need 8, and the rest can become stairs. Okay. So we're definitely going to need some more inventory. Or do I have more stairs here? I don't have any regular polished stairs. Thanks for joining me today as I walk from box to box and check the contents. Quality Sunday streaming content. This is good. So we'll get a few more done. Yeah, we only have about 5 minutes left anyway. This time slot works out well in the household as well because essentially I can stream from a little after breakfast to essentially just before lunchtime. Wait, that is not correct, I don't believe. Good stream quality, yeah. So those all face in. do this for now, because that's going to go like this and that. And you go like that and like that. That's probably why those other ones were there, just to used as space holders. Alright, well let's put those back because I do need to get up. Or no, let's do the thing that we... Alright, flip-flopping. So let's go 3. Come on. 4. There you go, big boy. You can do this. And then... place that there as well. These need to point into the center. So that's going to be a regular one. Pointing down. This one goes up. Lunch is important. That's right. You and I are built from the same cloth, Moon Girl. We're both terrible at the lurking. So let's go like that. That. And that's a block. Let's do this. It's easier. Go like that. There we go, that's better. Cool, that's done. Oh shoot, I wasn't even paying attention. What way did that? So that goes down, so I need a stair here and a block there. Huh. Please? I'm just trying to reach you. There we go. And then you need to go like, nope, not you. You. Oh, no, not you. Or you, but not like that. There. Cool. So that side is basically done. Except for, I know I need to get into the back with some blackstone. And I haven't figured out what I want to do exactly with this. Whether I want to have it, I kind of like it smooth the more I look at it. So I may actually just leave it that way. Cool, cool, cool. And then eventually need to get more blackstone to fill in behind here. So they each need 3 around them, which basically means I'll probably just get 4 and stack them in behind for structure's sake. So 1, 2, 4, 8, 12, 24, 24 times 4. Basically 100. So 2 stacks would do it. Okay, no worries. Oh my goodness, I can't even talk. No worries, Spare Mist. Thank you very much. Have yourself a wonderful rest of day, and hopefully we'll catch you around here again soon. Right, we've got these. So that's incorrect. Yeah, I have days where I question my, like, I can't believe that it's my first language. I just cannot speak it properly. Oh, yes, again, I appreciate you bringing your girlfriend by. And, yeah, if she's there next time, too. That's awesome. All the more the merrier. I guess I wasn't realizing that this is basically just back and forth the whole way. Alright, I'm getting myself a little bit further along than I should be probably with that, because clearly I'm messing things up. Why are you being that way? Oh, because it's a slab. There we go. Cool, alright. Do we have enough stone walls for this? We do. Might as well put all of these in then. 3, 4. 2, 3. Oops. 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Why you gotta be like that? Gosh darn it. Alright, I guess I gotta jump up and do it. Not the end of the world, apparently. 2, 3, 4. Cool. Alright, so those are ready to go. It is now past the 12:30 mark. And so what do I have on? Okay, so I still have some stone bricks. Let's just use the last of these stone brick stairs and whatnot. And then we'll call it. Counting with Steven, that's right. Already done that. So actually this goes in the 4 corners of all of them. That's pretty easy to remember. One's there and there. Then there. And there. One's there, and I need one more for right there. Gosh darn it. That's alright. Do this. Nice, that actually makes it a lot easier putting those in first. It's creepy ghast noises. Ghast noises. Pointing down, and we have one more to place. So we'll place that right there. Cool. So we placed all the goods that we have. Where is this ghast? From whence do you come? Nice. Is swearing a bingo incident? No, it is not. Did I just swear? Hopefully not. Try to do my best to not let any swears drop in the stream. So look, we had 3 bingo dabs. Not directly. Oh my goodness, what did I say? Thanks, Cosmic. Swearing should be a bingo incident. I mean, we've reached the end of the stream and only had 3 of them, so it wouldn't necessarily push it to a 4th one anyway, or push it to a full bingo right now anyway. But still. Well, I hope that's not the case. I do not like. I think apparently it slipped out once before where I said something that was a variant on something that's not really a bad word per se in English, but could be perceived that way by others. All right. So I guess we're going to call it there, folks. And yeah, we're going to add swear words to that as well, because I should not be saying them at all. That's a no-no. I'm sure it was not swearing. Okay. All right, well, we will... That's a good one to add, though, because it's a PG-13 stream. That's a good way to keep it in check. Swearing should be an instant bingo and come with its own forfeit. Oh, my goodness. All right. All right, now you get some interesting thoughts going on. I might have to agree to that. We'll see. Either way, for now, it is past that time. Oh, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I just saw it on my watch. It was literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I caught the seconds in time as well. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining me on today's stream. As a pleasure. Always great to have you along. Thanks to those who redeemed your viewpoints today. Made it a lot of fun. And Fulmer, thank you again very much for the 100 bits today. Very generous. And Elkhorn, again, thank you very much for the subscribing with your Prime. So, hope you all enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you soon. Actually, does anyone know if Joel has started streaming yet? If he has, we'll go drop him a raid. So I was supposed to raid him last time. He is not. But we will raid Aldebar. It'll be a raid and run for me, because we'll just, if anyone's still looking for some more Minecraft content, Aldebar is doing some great stuff over in his world. So we'll be basically dropping you off and heading out so that we can get on with our day here. So, no Joel, but we've got an Aldebar. Okay, Cool. Well, thank you again, everyone. Have yourselves a wonderful rest of day, and hang tight if you're up for a raid. All right. See y'all later. Bye.